All the YouTube experts are wrong about the algorithm, and I'm not just going to tell you why, I'm going to show you why they're wrong. Hi, I'm Jason Scott Montoya, and I'm a YouTuber. I got serious about YouTube in January. I had 68 subscribers. I'm now up to 385. I've been making my way towards getting monetized as a YouTuber. And I've watched a lot of videos on how to be successful in YouTube and what works and what doesn't. And I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn. I don't have it all figured out. But with the algorithm, there's a lot of advice out there that I've seen that just isn't true. And in this video, I want to dive into that. The key idea here is that the YouTube algorithm is smart. It knows what your video is about based on the content of that video, the way you title it, and it takes that information and it finds people that want to watch that, wants people to watch videos more and more, and wants to pick the videos they're most likely to watch and that they're most likely to watch all the way through. And so the problem is that people talk about the algorithm in a way that you have to do your YouTubing in a particular way in order for the algorithm to understand what your videos are about. But it knows what they're about. It can read the transcript of the video. It can scan the imagery of the video, and it can actually figure out what the video is about and who wants to see that video. All this advice about you have to train the algorithm, you have to be consistent about your topics, you can't have a bunch of different topics on your channel. Like, this advice treats the algorithm as getting confused or stupid. That's what it comes down to. They're saying the algorithm doesn't know, so you have to kind of hold its hand like it's a little child to be able to get it to figure out who to show your videos to. But that's just not true. And I want to give you two stories, and I'm going to actually go to my channel and we're going to just dissect some of the successes I've had and just how they bury that myth that you have to have this history of publishing the same type of topic or YouTube's going to get confused. That's just silliness. There's a particular YouTube channel that I started following when I was just learning about YouTube. They had these YouTube growth videos. They were like 7 or 8 or 9 years old. I didn't go to the channel. I was just watching them from my YouTube recommenders, one after another. I probably watched about 10 of them. They were all on YouTube growth and they were all older. And so at some point I was like, I wonder what this person's doing now. What's their newer videos? Finally, I went to their channel and I saw that like for the last 2 years, that this person had changed completely. They were no longer doing YouTube growth videos anymore. They were doing lifestyle vlogs and parenting and other things. They completely changed. But the algorithm wasn't recommending any of those newer videos. It was only recommending the videos they had that were related to what I wanted to watch. In this case, the YouTube growth stuff, the YouTube tips, how to be successful as a YouTuber. That's example number one. The second example is I saw this YouTube growth video they're sharing about, getting monetized, the road to get there, and then what they earned in that first period of time as a monetized YouTuber. So it was a great video. I enjoyed it. I didn't see any videos from this person for a while. Months and months went by. And then another video dropped and I went to the video and I watched it. And it was another video about, the progress from that first video to this video and how much they had earned as a YouTuber. The thing about this channel is it wasn't actually about YouTube growth. It was a jewelry channel. And the YouTube growth videos were just one out of maybe 50 videos or 1 out of 20 videos. They were mixed into the channel. But the main channel was really about jewelry. But I never saw the jewelry videos in my feed. YouTube knew I didn't want to watch those, but it knew which videos of this channel I did want to watch. So those are two examples where you have these two channels that have a variety of content and the algorithm knows what to show me and what to hide from me. And I could give you tons and tons of examples because I've watched so many YouTube videos over the last year as I've gone into YouTubing and just kind of noticing how the algorithm works. What does it recommend? What does it not? It's actually really smart, not just by topic, but also time of day, what device you're using. Like, it really figures out what to show you and what not to show you based on a variety of factors. The YouTube algorithm is very smart. You can't confuse it. It will figure out what your video is about and it will show it to the people that want to do it. Those are a couple examples, but I want to dive into my channel and show you some more because the YouTube advice should be that every single video can find an audience. And it doesn't matter about your history. If you have a video that someone wants to watch, it will be delivered to them. Let's jump into my channel and I'm going to show you a few more examples here. If you go to my channel here, I'm going to sort things by popular. Now you could do this on your own channel or other people's channel. And I bet you're going to discover the same thing I'm about to discover if they have multiple topics. If they don't, then you won't be able to see it. But if they've done a lot of variety of things, which I have, then you're going to see this. So I want you to look at these top 12 videos here. This number one video, this is the one I did in February. This is my biggest video ever. It was on YouTube growth. I did 77 videos in January, and then I did a video about it. And it took off. It was exciting. It was a lot of fun. I did the next month here, down here, 187 videos in 59 days. That one was pretty popular, about a third of the other one. We've got this one, and then we've got this YouTube Shorts one. So I'm going to put these three in YouTube growth. With this first video here, I had never done anything about YouTube growth. That was my first YouTube growth video, and it became my most popular. So how do you explain that? If YouTube is looking at your historical publishing schedule, and I had nothing about that, and then I do a YouTube growth video and it blows up, how do you explain that? It's because YouTube algorithm is based on the content piece on each individual video, not on the collective history of that channel. I do think a channel may have a level of authority, like in SEO, a domain has domain authority, and that domain authority gives it more trust with the algorithm to deliver more content. So I do think that may play a factor. But as far as the individual content, the algorithm's smart, and if you make a video people want to see, the algorithm's going to show it to those people. So I've got the three YouTube growth videos here. And then I've got this second one is a podcast episode, and this third one is a podcast clip. And then down here, I've got a podcast episode, podcast clip, podcast episode. So my podcast is also a category. Has nothing to do with YouTube, has nothing to do with YouTube growth, right? And in fact, it's about it's political, it's philosophical, it's personal development. It's just a completely different category. And then we've got this here. This is my iPhone review. I'd never done anything about iPhones. I hadn't done technology reviews. I hadn't done anything. But I bought an iPhone and I thought, oh, I'll do a video about this. I created it and I published it and it got 1,400 views. No history, and it took off. I also have this Juniper and Jones. This is a vlog. I would kind of put this in the category of the iPhone of, this is a rear view mirror video camera review and installation. It's a part of a project we're doing called Juniper and Jones, where we're remodeling this cargo van into a book bus. It's kind of related to a technology review, but again, it's also a vlog. I'll put those in the same category as technology review. So we have technology review, we have political and personal development, podcasting, and we have YouTube growth videos. Like, none of them really go together in any useful way. You could kind of say the iPhone could work with YouTube growth because you're using the iPhone to record videos at times. I've got this random mix of topics that have risen to the top. It's because I've created videos that people want to see. And that doesn't mean every video I create is what people want to see. The point here is that I created these videos without any history and they took off. And so part of the reason I want to share this is because there's a lot of people that want to create videos across different topics, but they feel stuck. So they feel like they have to start a new channel, or they feel like they have to stick with their niche. But you don't. That's where the experts are wrong. You can build a multi-topic, multi-passionate YouTube channel. You don't have to stick to one thing. Do all the things that you love. Do the things that you care about. I'm going to just go through some of the latest videos here. So I did a new episode of Juniper and Jones. She gave over 300 books. So I did a video about how I'm taking a break from YouTube. I did a podcast episode with a friend and an author. I did a video just about church hurt, and I'm working on a book called From the Garden to the Cross, and it's about why I wrote the book. I've got another podcast episode, another episode of Juniper and Jones. I did a video about if your boss doesn't know where they're going, what do you do? I did a video about parenting. I did a skit here. This is a comedic skit, satire about YouTube reverse monetization. It's me talking to me. It's a funny thing. So check it out. I got my YouTube growth videos. I interviewed an Air Force Major General. Some of these have gotten more traction than others. Some haven't. Some are going to get traction later, but it's just going to take some time. I'm doing a large library of content and creating channels, and I've been having some steady progress. I had 68 subscribers. I'm up to 385. There are a couple things that I think are worth noting. That if you are trying to communicate to a variety of audiences, and you do have to build a larger library of content. And you do have to recognize that not everyone's going to like everything that you do across all the topics. So if they're interested in one of these layers like YouTube growth, they may not be interested in the other layers. Now, there is an opportunity there to kind of cross them over, to have an on-ramp to move them from one to the other. You could do crossover videos, bridge videos between one and the other. That's an opportunity. If you're going to take this approach, you've got to be in it for the long run, where you're building a large library of content so that over time you do have a lot of videos in each of the topics. So now that I'm 11 months into this YouTubing, let's see how many videos I have in the YouTube category. I have 40 videos in my YouTube as a business channel. So if someone is interested in YouTube growth, I've got a lot of videos in each of these topics. So I have a playlist called The Road to YouTube Monetization. It's 26 videos right now. No one probably cares right now because I'm not monetized, but I bet you when I get monetized, if anyone wants to follow the breadcrumbs on how I got to that outcome, here are all the checkpoints. Here are all the lessons I learned. Here are all the failures I had, the successes. I've got a playlist that goes through all of that. So I understand that they may not be all that popular right now. Some of them have been. These first two videos, I was working out my backdrop. You'll notice here, like, it looks very different than how it looks in this video. And that's because I just started. I didn't wait to be perfect. I didn't wait to have everything figured out. I just started creating. The lighting doesn't look good. It just looks weird. You can see the light's a little bit different, but I have a video here where I talk about painting my office, redoing it, and that's what you see back here. So those are steps of the process, and I'm sharing that. And I'm banking on this idea that I'm packing dynamite with gunpowder, and that as I grow my channel, I get more and more content, and as that content gets more popular, that then it'll create this vacuum where people will get sucked into the rest of the content, this great grand library of all types. It's not everything. I'm not talking about knitting. It's things I'm passionate about, or things I'm an expert at, or things that I've done, or experiences I've had, or vision that I'm casting. That's where the stories and systems to live better and work smarter, that's the umbrella that it all falls under, is helping people to move out of survival mode towards a life of thriving, towards entrepreneurship, business development, business growth, it's leadership. It's all categorized in that kind of larger group, and then there's a lot of subcategories. The big thing I just really want to emphasize is that the YouTube algorithm knows what to show you. It knows what you want to see, and it knows what you don't want to see, and it shows you more of what you want to see and less of what you don't. And so if you are a YouTube creator and you post 4 different videos, you don't have to worry about an audience member that may only be interested in one, because they're only going to see the one. They won't even know the others exist. There's so many videos that are published across subscriptions. I've got hundreds of subscriptions. I just don't see them, but I see the ones I want to see. And so that's my takeaway for you, is don't let advice that doesn't work for you, that doesn't make YouTubing sustainable for you, don't let it stop you. Do what you love, what you're passionate about. Figure out what's working and do more of that. And I wanted to just show you a few examples of some of the things that were working for me, that I had heard advice that couldn't work. It worked for me. And so I'm going to keep leaning into that. Maybe a harder path, maybe a longer path, but I think it's the best path for me. I'm Jason Scott Matoya, and I'll see you on the next video.